Hey folks, earlier this week, the United States Embassy in South Africa released an alert to American citizens in the country of a possible terror threat in Sandton, Johannesburg. Sandton is the wealthiest suburb on the entire African continent, and so it is a prime target for a mass terror attack. Unfortunately, as per usual, the South African government's response to this possible threat has been very relaxed and nonchalant. In fact, government officials have reacted with anger to the fact that the embassy issued this alert, saying that it was improper for them to do so without consulting South Africa's government beforehand. ENCA has released an on-the-ground report about the situation, so let's get started and see what is going on.
Welcome back. Now, the U.S. Embassy is warning of a possible terror attack in Sandton this weekend. It's advised its staff and citizens to avoid crowds and large public gatherings. But the South African government is brushing off the alert, saying it will advise South Africans if there is a need. Joburg Pride is planned for the affluent suburb this weekend, and organizers say it will go ahead. For more on this, let's go live to Aviwe Mtila now, who is going in and around Sandton. And I see there, Aviwe, that you're at a restaurant near at the Nelson Mandela Square. In fact, the people there, what are they telling you about this weekend? Are they afraid at all?
Well, Maseko, it seems like business as usual here at African's Golden Square Mall. I'm at Papa's on the square, of course, Sandton City, where a lot of patrons have come out. Doesn't seem like they're concerned at all, but of course there is that alert from the U.S. government suggesting that there are reports of possible terror attacks just in and around large gatherings in Africa's Golden Square Mall. I just want to get the reaction now from Charles.
Just to clarify, the reason that they keep referring to it as Africa's Golden Square Mile is because, as I said, it is the wealthiest suburb, or contains the wealthiest square mile on the whole continent.
Olam, who is the co-owner of Papa's on the Square, maybe just to get a sentiment around how he feels. Charles, thank you for joining us at ENCA, but there has been that U.S. alert around possible terror attacks. How's the sentiment on the ground, especially from businesses? How are you guys feeling?
I think, look, then bad news, that's not good news. To be honest with you, the Wednesday and Thursday, I think it was Wednesday when it was first, or I can't be exactly sure when it was actually announced, but Wednesday and Thursday trade has been fine. We haven't really experienced many cancellations. It's difficult to say what the Saturday and Sunday is going to be like. But, you know, I think we've been through quite a lot already. This is possibly just one small little hiccup that we have to get over. But I do think that overall, I think people are feeling comfortable. I think people are still coming out. You know, Winex is happening, which is a big event for all the restaurants on the square. And, you know, I'm still positive, and I think, you know, you always got to be cautious. You've got to make sure that you can't take these things for granted. But, I mean, overall, I think sentiment is still good, and we're trying to trade as normal.
And talking about caution, the reports suggest that this could possibly happen on 29th and 30th, which is, of course, over the weekend. There is Gay Pride. Are there security measures that you putting in place or has been put in place around Sandton?
Well, I think Sandton management has been quite clear on the communication in terms of what extra measures they've been doing. I think there's more vigilance, there's more awareness. Certainly at Winex there was a lot more security in terms of screening people coming in. Yeah, so I think precautions are taking place, but I also think that, you know, we also need to be realistic about, you know, trying to kind of work through this situation or sort of enjoy the weekend like we would probably normally do, but maybe just with a bit more vigilance.
And of course, US government has made the alert. Government in the country is rubbishing it, basically. Are there any communications from government to businesses in and around Sandton? And just your thoughts on the alert made public by the US?
That's a difficult one. I think, it's like when someone cries wolf, you can't necessarily ignore that, because these things are, you can't be taken lightly. It is unfortunate. It's the end of the month again. We're going into peak season. Sandton is sort of the hub of business in Johannesburg. But I think it's a tough position to kind of ignore. But at the same time, I think you've got to just be, use your sort of your own. I guess you've got to kind of like weigh it up yourself, and and look at the kind of global politics and where we're at the moment. And I don't think South Africa is necessarily on the terror sort of list, if you could say that. But like I said, you've got to take these things into consideration, and you've got to be cautious, I guess.
If you wonder why this guy and South Africans in general are so nonchalant and relaxed about it, it's because within our own borders there is such a high level of chaos and violence on a daily basis that most of us, particularly if we've lived here for our entire lives, are to an extent desensitized. And you have to be desensitized in order to be able to keep living here. Because if we're worried about any and every potential threat to our safety, all of us would very quickly go insane.
And just lastly, your staff, have they raised their concerns around they fear, if they have any, or what are they saying to you?
No, my staff haven't. No, I think everybody's approaching it as business as usual. And certainly, if there was any concern, they would have raised it. But no, we haven't had any issues.
I must apologize. I'm going to disturb one or two of your patrons just to get their sentiments quickly on how they feel. I apologize about this, sir. I just want your quick sentiments around the US alert on a possible terror attack around Sandton, and how you're feeling. Will it be coming out tomorrow or what?
Well, currently we've seen a lot of security around, heightened security on the inn, so I feel pretty safe coming here. I think that we can't be scared the whole time about somebody's hidden agendas. So I'll definitely be here tomorrow.
All right, definitely going to be here tomorrow. The sentiments from the patrons of Papa's on the square that's in Sandton. Of course, as there is that alert that has gone out from the US Embassy. And as much as the government is rubbishing them, we heard the sentiments from the co-owner here, trying to move through the times as smoothly as possible.
Well, that was pretty short and sweet. And all I can say is I hope that these people are right to be so relaxed, because as you heard, Johannesburg Gay Pride is happening this weekend, which is a prime target for something. If you want to send a message, the best way to do it in 2022 would be to find a way to do harm to a large gathering of gays and lesbians. So let's hope that this is all just smoke and mirrors and that nothing serious takes place. I can't make any promises, but if something does happen, I'll do my best to keep you updated. For now, farewell.